Before I get into my Tron Legacy review, let me just, show this really quick. I received, I believe it's the final package from Flynn Lives. I've already opened it, as you can see. And though I did kind of rip up the top part of the note, I can still read it. So I'm just going to read it to you right now. Great job gaming the system. Our mega surge decimated the network. I've always wanted to do that. If Kevin Flynn is out there, he must have heard the digital ruckus we created. Thanks to your undying commitment, there is a new realm of possibilities rising up on the horizon. You opened the portal, but where does it lead? We may call on you in the future to answer that very question. In the meantime, wear this pin proudly and show the world what we have known in our hearts all along. Flynn Lives by Zach. And this is the pin right here. So yes, the whole Flynn Lives adventure, as I'm going to call it, was a ton of fun, and I couldn't have done all of the things that the website had, offered without Moon's help, and he really helped me out with a lot of stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every second of it, and that's right, people. Flynn does live. Boss, everybody, it's me, JS, back again for another review. This is going to be my review of the Tron Legacy movie. Pointing something real quick. I saw this, of course, at midnight, and between the midnight and when I got out, I've had a total number of 3.5 hours worth of sleep, so I'm kind of tired, and it's 6:30 at night at the point of this recording. So there you go. But anyways, let me get on to the review itself. So, Tron Legacy, got my ticket, went to the IMAX theater where they were showing it in real 3D. And it was, when I got there at 11:30 at night, line was long. This was a packed theater, and I got not a very good seat, and I'll get to that later on. Let me just end it right there. But the movie, overall, I really did enjoy it. I had such a great time with the movie. All of the actors portraying the different characters, I thought they did really well. Everyone did a great job in terms of casting. So yeah, I really dug the the people who played the different roles in this movie. It was a lot of fun. The story itself, I dug the story a lot. I really did dig it. I really didn't know what to expect, but from seeing it, it's like, that's how I wanted the movie to go. So, story-wise, I thought it was great. The action sequences that they had were freaking amazing. From all the light vehicle action going on with the light cycles and the light jets and all the light spaceships and the whole identity disc throwing game, that was freaking awesome. And yeah, everything was cool. Even the one-on-one fighting scenes were pretty cool. The music, oh my god, I dug the music. I dug the soundtrack of this movie. Daft Punk, which they did the soundtrack for, they're freaking awesome. They were also in the movie. Spoiler! Really, you've seen trailers, you've seen them. Of course, they were going to be in the movie. Oh, and this will not be a spoiler review, so don't worry about it. I won't spoil anything. So you're okay. But yeah, Daft Punk, I really dug the music. It really got me into the scenes that each song was, playing. So yeah, really, really good. And the effects, I thought, were really, really good. I mean, the grid, everything was so freaking awesome. I was like, wow, it's pretty freaking cool. So yeah, I really dug the special effects. The 3D, I thought, was done really well, actually. It wasn't, didn't get a lot of those, hey look, we're doing 3D so it's in your face, like kind of like that. Like, it's very subtle, but I think they did it pretty well. So yeah, I really thought 3D was done good. So I would definitely recommend seeing it in 3D. With caution though, if you're going to see a movie in 3D, do not, I repeat, do not sit in the first 4 rows of the theater. That's like right at the screen, because that's where I was. I was at the 4th row, and I'll get to why don't sit there. So all of those things were really good. And if I had to nitpick anything, really 3 things, but mostly 2, because the third one again has to do with where I was sitting. So yeah, not gonna spoil anything, but there's a big action sequence involving light jets and things are going. Clue was like, and Sam is like, and you know, all of the sentries like, and Cole's like, and you know, things are flying everywhere. The light is going all over, and the part where I'm sitting with all those lights going on with 3D glasses, my eyes were like going crazy. I'm like, whoa, holy crap. It was like something hypnotic in terms of I cannot stay awake. I don't know what the hell is going on. I cannot focus on the movie. And it was an action sequence. It wasn't like it was boring. It was just, but for some reason, because I was so close to the screen and all that thing was happening, my eyes were going like, holy crap, I cannot stay focused. But once that was over, I was like, oh, I feel better. So yeah, that's one nitpick, but that is because of where I was sitting. But definitely if I would have sat further back, it would have been freaking awesome. But one of my major nitpicks, as good as the effects were, I thought the effects they did using Clue and a younger Kevin Flynn, as in the trailers, the little scenes you saw with Clue look really well, but when you see it in its entirety from the movie, it doesn't look very good. But Clue, he's pretty badass, but it was just the whole CG look. It really did look fake. It didn't look real, and so that's one nitpick I will say. But again, Clue himself, great character, so I can forgive that. Even, you know, Kevin Flynn's character, I can forgive that. But still, that's one thing that did stick to my mind. And another thing, there was at one point, just this one point, that it did feel like the movie did drag. It was a very settling, calm, nothing's really happening, and it's basically explaining some backstory. All that's good, but it was just at some point, I was just like, okay, this is really going way too long. Let's move on. I mean, I'm glad they did that, but I think they could have done better if they just kind of shortened it just a bit. Just a bit. Oh, and also, this is not a problem, but it's people who can't sit still for way too long. This movie is over 2 hours long, so if you're someone that's not really into those long movies, you might not want to see this. But still, this movie is awesome. So overall, even though those nitpicks, I definitely enjoyed this movie, and I definitely recommend you guys seeing it. And there's really nothing else I can say. I wore my NCOM badge over there. No one else wore one. No one else had one. No one even saw mine. I mean, I'm like having this over, and no one even came up to me, hey, where'd you get that kick-ass thing? And I gotta tell you, the atmosphere in the theater was freaking great. Everyone was excited to see this movie, and then after it was over, people were like, fuck yeah, Tron, yeah! And then people were clapping. I'm like, yeah! So yeah, it was fun. It was a fun night, and definitely want to see it again. Hopefully I'm going to see it this weekend. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. That's all I have to say. Go see Tron if you haven't seen it already. So this is JS Hati saying, talk to you all later. Flynn lives, I fight for the users. Jeff Bridges!